Hey there, it's been a while since my last HOVR video, and there is a lot to talk about. There is a lot going on, a lot of steam, a lot of momentum going on with this company, and I'm excited. Also, I have an interview coming up with the CEO of HOVR in a week from now, so I'm really excited. If you have any questions you want to ask him, let me know in the comments. Actually, I will be putting something in the Reddit for people to ask questions, so join the Reddit community. You know what? I wasn't going to talk about it now, but here we have an awesome Reddit community with over 569 members. It's growing extremely rapidly. We'll talk about that later. And in general, that the entire company, everything going on right now with this company is growing. So there's a lot to go over. Also, I have a really cool, fun thing to show you guys later. I am building this awesome map displaying all the eVTOL companies in the world. We'll dive into all that. So let's just start at the top here. Technical analysis. All right. There is let's focus on the moving averages, right? From the very beginning of the company, it's SPAC'd at $10, and the first moving average popped up here. That's, I think, the 20-day, and then we have the 50-day and the 200-day, right? The 200-day developed here later on, and as you can see, ever since we have any of those moving averages, we've really been sitting way below it, because this has been on a downtrend. There really was not much going on. Here we got a big $8.4 million investment, boom, spiked up. No news ever since. It's been just a dead beat until, boom, 2025. We have a bunch of news, a bunch of momentum going on, and it all started with the very first flight with the X7 half-scale prototype flying, and then boom, ever since then we've been above moving averages. It's all been bullish. The moving averages have now been going up, and the very lowest, the 200-day EMA, is sitting at about $1.10, and we're at $1.76. So the downsides is not too crazy. I don't think we're going past $1 is what I'm trying to say. We're definitely not going sub $1, and we have a lot of support right here in the 160, 150, 140 range. So I think if we might be hovering for this range, this is just a great time to accumulate. But as you can see, the upside is up to $4, and I think it's actually way beyond it. I think we can go back to the $10 SPAC, even $5, but maybe that's getting a little too bullish for right now, because I'm talking about maybe a little more long-term, 26, 2017, once there's going to be a lot more momentum and things going on. As you can see, just looking at the news, every piece of news has been a bottom for the stock. Right here, May 15, the first flight. June 13, empty propeller. I mean, this wasn't even a bottom. This was like a top, and it just became a bottom, right? NASDAQ compliance. The Paris Air Show was not even news for HOVR, just for the entire community, and things like that are still going to happen. We have the Dubai Air Show coming up. September 4th, there is a big thing with the FAA picking locations for eVTOL pilot projects, and we're hoping that HOVR by December 3rd or 6th is going to get picked for one of these, December 3rd, for one of these programs. Hopefully rural actually is what I believe we're best lined up for, possibly even cargo, medical, and they might even add some other ones, I think, for military. So really looking forward to that. And we don't even know what other news might come up, right? Right now, July 31st, we just had another bottom for some news. We got a free $450,000 of non-diluted grants. That's awesome. Partnerships with Zero Avio, with MT Propeller. This is just showing bullishness. They're partnering. They're actually going to be developing the aircraft. I mean, they're in the process of, that's where we're at right now, right? We went from X3, X5 to X7 half-scale prototype, unmanned, and I think it was 5 seats probably versus the 7 seat with a pilot, or maybe it was less than 5. I'm not sure exactly, but it was unmanned. It was, it was basically to prove that they can do the full-scale X7, and that's what they're going for, which is going to be happening mid-2027. Until then, hopefully we hear of a lot of news, partnerships, and also the big redesign with the new person they hired, Andrea Mocellin. Now, some other really crazy news in general for the industry is this right here: a hybrid that aims higher is the slogan for HOVR, the company, which I think is a great slogan to really, see that the company has been focusing on hybrid, and that's like their main goal from the very beginning, a hybrid that aims higher. Archer and Joby just has been aiming higher, but through electric, right? Now you can tell everyone's kind of pivoting to what HOVR is doing, whether it be, you know, changing their propellers to be more silent. A lot of people are actually incorporating not in fan and wing, but other sorts of methods. But now we're actually seeing people are going toward hybrid, also toward military. So Archer and Joby recently pivoted toward military and cargo. Soon, I think even medvac, maybe some other things like rural. They might even go more long distance. We haven't heard that yet, but let's just pop up in some news here. Look, Joby, August 6th, only 3 days ago from when I'm recording this, they just announced that they're going to be developing a hybrid and military aircraft. Same with Archer. Actually, they announced this back in December. They partnered with Anduril. But right now, just a day ago, they purchased another company, another eVTOL company, OverAir. And, well, the reason for that is to develop their military hybrid VTOL. So they're actually focusing now on scaling up that part of the business because they see that this is really where the money is at short term. Long term, it might be the Uber air taxi mission, right? The, what do we call it? The air mobility. But right now, short term, right here, this is where the money is at. The rural, cargo, medical. Autonomous is super long term. Air mobility is maybe more medium term. But that's kind of where we're standing with the entire industry. And you can tell this because the big companies like them are pivoting right now. What are they going to do later? Maybe amphibious aircrafts, fan and wing, all weather. They probably are going to start announcing some all weather and partnerships or incorporations to their aircraft. So all this to me just proves that HOVR has had the right decisions, the right, you know, vision from the start to approaching this, and everyone is following their lead. Now, HOVR is not in the lead, but everyone is following their method, and people just, you know, they're really low and they're really under the radar, I guess you can say. So, and they also don't have the funds like these companies, you know. Archer, I think I don't know how much they bought the company for, but I remember with Anduril, they had a $300 million investment. I mean, that's worth way more than the entire company of HOVR. So just a $300 million investment to develop the hybrid VTOL of, you know, that part of their business, and then they have the air mobility part. So, but the cool thing is, HOVR only needs one aircraft to do all these things. They don't need to develop an aircraft for this sector, for that sector. So that's what I really like about it. You know, they're very dynamic with the fan and wing being amphibious. For those who are new maybe and don't know, I actually didn't know what amphibious was till recently. It's pretty cool. It means you can just land anywhere. You can land on water, you can land on ice, you can land on grass. You don't need vertiports, you don't need a runway, which makes it super dynamic that you can actually land anywhere. Means like the business, the TAM is actually greater, because if you need vertiports, it's only like, you know, I mean, you can imagine there's just a lot more you can do. I don't want to get into it. Let's actually talk about this next one that I'm really excited for. And if you're not on the Reddit, join the community. So 569 members. I was thinking of recording this video yesterday. Either way, yesterday we were at 530. A day before that, or 2 days before that, we just hit 500. Now, this is crazy. I'm glad some people pointed it out, but right here you can see 7 days ago, we just hit 400. This guy said he wanted to be the 400th. He was 401. So from 7 days, we got 169 members, and let's keep going. Right here, 22 days ago, we were at 200 members. We more than doubled already. This has only been around for like just over 2 months, so over 60 days. This Reddit is really, really growing very fast, and I will compare in a moment for you a few other Reddits. But this really is a bullish sign to me that people are trying to learn about the company and becoming aware. There's a lot of good due diligence on here. People are reading and learning, and people are starting to buy up the company. Everyone's like, there's a lot of new retail investors in here. You can see here, 1 week later, 300 members. This is 15 days ago. So from 22 days, 200 members, 7 more days, 300 members. 7 days ago we hit 400, and now we're at 569. It's growing extremely rapidly, and yeah, people are investing. You know, that there's a reason for that growth. It's actually people are actually investing. So I'm really bullish right now. This doesn't seem like this fake pump up right here. This seems like a lot more of a real big push up coming soon. There's a lot of momentum is all I'm trying to say there. So also let's look at the YouTube channel. This is interesting. If you go to the very beginning, the first video was 4 years ago. Next video, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos from 2 years ago. 2 videos from 1 year ago. And then you have 10 months ago, 9 months ago, 9 months ago. This year they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So many videos, okay? Like over 20 videos, 25 videos, 20, whatever. So, and as you can see, they've been publishing a lot more even recently by the dates. So, you know, on YouTube, they've been publishing more. Even on, let's pop open here, Brandon Robinson's LinkedIn post, okay? These are how many posts he's made about the company every year. And you can see every year it's been growing. 2025, there is less because, well, we're not done with the year. In fact, this is quite bullish. We're only like halfway done with the year, and he's pretty much posted as much as he did last year. So, you know, you can imagine this might be 70 or 80 posts for Brandon for, you know, for this year. And yeah, it's growing. It's growing. The amount of news, the amount of big news is growing, which I already pinpointed all here. You can see just how much more news has been from, you know, from the SPAC to this little investment to all these partnerships and everything that's coming soon that we know about, and then some things I probably don't even know about, and you know that they're not even sharing, right? So lot of bullish momentum. 17 jobs, that is in their careers page. When I was here maybe a month ago, this was more like 10, 12 jobs, I forgot. So they have new jobs that they're actually hiring for. This is bullish. Careers is important. They're actually growing. This means if they don't have jobs, that means they're declining. Let's show you an example of another company. XTIA is another company I like that's about the same market cap, doing actually about the same thing. They're going for very long distance travel, 1,000 miles versus HOVR is about 500 miles, and actually at twice the speed. They're quite interesting and quite different. Their approach is quite different. Their aircraft's quite different. But besides that, just wanted to show you briefly here, they only have, it looks like 4 jobs, and well, you know, are they, they're all engineering related, you know, they're growth related jobs too, which is important to see here. I mentioned before, these are all engineering related, you know, jobs, not something like accounting and lawyers, which is good. They have no actual active lawsuits, which is also a bullish sign. And for 2025, I've also spoke about this, but I know I'm repeating myself a little bit now, but to the people who are new and haven't watched this, this is a little blurry, but I'm not going to jump into the website. Anyways, Brandon Robinson won Leader of the Year, and they also won Company of the Year under 500 employees. So the best small company in the space and the best CEO in the entire industry. And let me remind you, I am not even done with this map, but this industry is massive. Massive. I mean, this is like probably 20% done. Just in terms of actual, you know, locations of different companies, but the information is not all there. Like I have a lot of information I need to put in these, and as you can see, most of them are pretty empty. But this is going to be really cool. I will publish this on the Reddit to anyone interested in using this. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a slow growth until I get this all filled out. And then I'm going to make kind of a pretty cool video about this, explaining all the differences and, well, first of all, how to interact with it and what this actually means. Like, this is a really massively growing space, and there's so much momentum. So we can tell that from the Reddit, from the YouTube, from the job. What else? The press releases. So, oh, this is an interesting little part. Also here to see their milestones, how much they've been growing, but it looks like they actually haven't updated their website. They have definitely more milestones. I mean, we have that big May 15th flight that they took. But where was, let me show you. Okay, here. This is news media coverage about them. If you just kind of scroll and look at the dates, the news is also quite interesting. You know, the actual content in the news is quite bullish also, right? eVTOLs to discover Air Chile, I think Air Chile has a LOI with them. But just like, let's see how much news came out in 2025. All of this here, 2024, 2023. You know what? I guess it depends. I have to actually read the news because they did have a lot of news back then. This is quite interesting. I think this is not as updated. Honestly, they need to maybe do some more updates on their website. The last one is from a month ago, 2 months ago. But they do need to update some things. Here, this is actually better, the news. Okay. July 31st, July 15th. Oh, this has all the news right here. Yes, partnered with renowned Andrea Mocellin. They even put, I didn't actually put that in, I wonder, June 25th, if that was a bottom. Let me see. June 25th, when they announced his, right here, June 25th. Interesting. Okay, they announced it, and then, June 26th, they got NASDAQ compliance. That was really the more bullish one there. So I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that news. But regardless, I like to see here, look how much news they have. They only have a second page. Whereas, this is for 2025. Let's see 2024. They have they have a lot more pages. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong about that, but actually the content of the news matters. And honestly, there's a lot of other signs to me than these news, like the Reddit, the YouTube, the fact that actually the CEO, Brandon Robinson, is now taking interviews. He's actually been on, he's always been, but it seems to me like he's on a lot more podcasts and interviews now. He's soon to be on the Hustle Brothers, I think on the 21st. And then he's going to be with me next week, actually, which I'm really excited for. So, yeah. Oh, and one other thing that is momentum is the fact that he was a fighter pilot and now he's turned into an entrepreneur. He's trying to solve his own problems. He's not building some random, consumer packaged good products. He was a fighter pilot. He's building a flying plane, car, or eVTOL, right? Whatever, we want to call it. But he's solving his own problems, which that in itself is momentum because he actually has a reason to want this. And if you don't have a good reason, well, there's not a good reason to stick around. So he's not in it for the money. Maybe that isn't a factor for sure, but and also because this is a booming industry. But clearly he's been doing this from 2008, and this is a vision, a passion of his. So the fact that he has that passion is momentum, is a driving force for him to continue, and I like that. Those are all bullish signals to me. Now, the only red flags, because we talked about a lot of green flags, I'll mention, is of course there is no revenue even forecasted for a long time because we don't even have a plane to sell yet. eVTOL, sorry. Prototypes are easy, production is hard. This is one of Elon Musk's favorite and famous quotes. I really agree with that, and I hope we're going to solve that, but prototypes are easy. It's very hard to actually go into full-scale production and build a lot of these aircrafts, which is why companies like Joby and Archer are in the lead because they actually have those scaling capabilities, whereas all these other companies are all just prototypes or concepts, just sketches even, which is pretty easy. But that's one red flag that I'm just a little worried about once we, get to mid-2027, have the full-scale prototype. Can we produce, can HOVR produce more of them? And yeah, lastly, so much competition. That's pretty much it. I already spoke about that. I was going to show this at the very end, but it seems like I've been showing it throughout the whole video. So that's it. I just want to show there's a lot of competition. So that is kind of not a red flag, but it's like a warning, a orange flag. I should have maybe changed this to orange or yellow flags, whatever. That's all I wanted to talk about. There is going to be more videos coming up on this. I actually have a lot more planned out, but also the CEO interview. So let me know if you have any questions regarding that you want me to ask Brandon, and I'm super excited about that. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a while since my last video. I'm definitely going to be making more HOVR videos. This is becoming more and more my favorite company. And I actually want to share with you guys soon how much percentage of my portfolio it is. But maybe that's going to be in a later video. Actually, I know people have been asking me, they want to see my portfolio and what it entails and stuff. So if you do and you're not subscribed, because actually I think only like 5 or 10% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So quite low. And people like Diary of a CEO guy, he always asks on every video, he's like, 69% of you are subscribed. Like, where's the other 30%? Bitch, where's my other freaking 90%? So what I'm trying to say is, if you want to know my portfolio and stuff, I would love to share it, but I will share it after I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you're not subscribed, hit that below. I appreciate that. And thank you. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Question everything. Stay thinking. Question everything. And peace the fuck out.